Missouri may appear unassuming on a map, yet its true character is far stranger than one might assume. Its contours are more complex than they seem, and its geology harbors secrets unknown even to many of its residents. I'll share just one insight with you. Stick with me through these 35 revelations, and you'll grasp the full picture. Our journey begins with Fact 35, the enigmatic subterranean world of Devil's Well. Deep beneath the rugged terrain of the Ozark National Scenic Riverways lies a geological anomaly that defies conventional understanding, the Devil's Well. This isn't merely a cave, it's a colossal sinkhole that collapsed to unveil a hidden lake, approximately 100 feet beneath the surface. What's truly astonishing is the scale of this underground reservoir. It stretches for roughly 400 feet in length and 240 feet in width, containing millions of gallons of pristine, clear water. In some sections, the water itself plunges to depths of about 80 feet. This concealed aquatic realm came into being through the gradual dissolution of limestone over untold millennia, shaping a chamber so vast it could comfortably enclose a substantial building. The sheer immensity of this subterranean void showcases the profound erosive power of karst topography in southern Missouri. Geologists find this site particularly compelling because it offers a direct glimpse into the intricate aquifer systems that supply the neighboring spring networks. Moving on to Fact 34, the Chert Ledge of Grand Falls. Situated along Shoal Creek near Joplin, Grand Falls holds the distinction of being the largest continuously flowing natural waterfall throughout all of Missouri. Unlike many waterfalls carved from softer sedimentary rock, this geological wonder is formed from a robust ledge of chert, an exceptionally hard, silica-rich stone. The falls span approximately 163 feet in width, dropping 12 feet into a deep pool below. This impressive geological structure is so resilient to erosion that it has retained its rugged and commanding form for countless centuries. This particular formation is integral to the broader Springfield Plateau, where chert layers frequently dictate the course and characteristics of local water systems. Next, Fact 33, the astonishing depths of Blue Spring. Tucked away in the dense woodlands of Shannon County, the Blue Spring of the Current River is celebrated for its unparalleled deep blue hue, the most intense of any spring in the state. This vivid indigo shade isn't an optical illusion. It's a consequence of the spring's extreme depth and the exceptional purity of its water, which effectively filters out other colors in the light spectrum. The spring issues forth from a subterranean conduit that has been measured at over 310 feet below the surface of the pool. To put that into perspective, this depth is equivalent to a 30-story skyscraper being completely submerged. Water surges from the earth at an astonishing daily rate of roughly 90 million gallons, making a significant contribution to the current river's volume. This geological feature exemplifies a deep-seated karst resurgence, where ancient underground drainage systems finally emerge to the surface through a vertical shaft within the bedrock. Now, Fact 32. The tectonic stresses of the New Madrid Fault. While Missouri is commonly perceived as a geologically stable area within the American Midwest, its southeastern corner is perched atop the New Madrid seismic zone. This region is defined by the Reelfoot Rift, an ancient failed continental rift that remains active beneath thick deposits of river sediment. During the winter of 1811 and 1812, this zone unleashed some of the most potent earthquakes ever documented in the continental United States. The incredible force of these seismic events permanently reshaped the local landscape, creating new lakes and causing sections of land to abruptly subside or uplift. The tremors were powerful enough to rattle windows in Washington, D.C., and permanently alter the paths of local waterways. Finally, Fact 31. The distinctive limestone spires of the Pinnacles. Located in Boone County, the Pinnacles represent a rare and dramatic geological feature known as a hogback ridge, which dramatically rises above Silver Fork Creek. This slender spine of limestone was meticulously sculpted over thousands of years by the combined forces of water, erosion, and wind, leaving behind a series of jagged vertical spires reaching heights of 75 feet. The unique topography of this site is marked by the sheer steepness of its rock faces and the narrowness of the ridgeline, which in some areas measures only a few feet across. This formation offers a stark contrast to the surrounding gentle hills of the glaciated plains found in central Missouri. The rock itself is composed of Burlington limestone, rich in crinoid fossils, which provides a biological record of the ancient shallow seas that once covered this entire region. This natural sculpture stands as a powerful testament to the persistent capability of local stream systems to carve through solid stone. Fact 30. The ancient dwelling of Graham Cave, located in Montgomery County. Graham Cave, a vast sandstone overhang, provides a rare window into the convergence of geology and ancient human occupation. This particular cavern took shape within the St. Peter sandstone unit, recognized for its exceptional purity and rounded quartz grains. Rather than the limestone formations common in the Ozarks, this sandstone structure resulted from the erosional forces of wind and water acting upon softer rock layers situated beneath a more robust capstone. The entry to the cave stretches approximately 120 feet across and extends 60 feet inward from the hillside. Remarkably, the site's topography rendered it an ideal natural stronghold for indigenous populations residing there for over 10 millennia. The cool, arid environment perfectly preserved a wealth of archaeological insights. Yet, the geological formation itself truly shines, illustrating how diverse rock formations can give rise to dramatically distinct kinds of natural shelters and subterranean spaces. Next, consider the ancient brine wells of Saline County. Long before contemporary industries, the central Missouri landscape was shaped by the presence of natural salt springs, particularly concentrated in present-day Saline County. These springs, frequently termed ___0, arise from deep groundwater dissolving ancient mineral deposits and transporting the saline solution to the surface via bedrock fractures. These highly productive salt springs once sustained a thriving prehistoric and colonial salt industry, serving as a primary source of this essential mineral for the entire region. The surrounding environment was sculpted by the continuous activity of wildlife and people drawn to these mineral-rich waters. Geologically, these springs hold significance as they point to the existence of deep-seated evaporate deposits that are otherwise concealed. Now let's turn to the iron-rich core of Pilot Knob. This prominent peak within the St. Francois Mountains stands as a colossal monument to southeastern Missouri's volcanic past. Unlike conventional sedimentary rock, this mountain comprises a massive accumulation of hematite and other iron ores. These minerals developed over 1 billion years ago during intense periods of volcanic activity and hydrothermal mineralization. Pilot Knob's distinct geography stems from its conical form and the metallic gleam of rocks found across its slopes. During the 19th century, the mountain became a significant iron mining location, its physical profile extensively altered by widespread excavations. The astonishing detail is that this mountain is essentially a colossal iron magnet, whose mineral properties influenced early surveying and mapping of the area. Another key location is the mammoth graveyard of the Kimswick Bone Bed. Mastodon State Historic Site in Jefferson County holds one of North America's most substantial concentrations of Pleistocene fossils. Known as the Kimswick Bone Bed, this unique geographical feature is situated at the base of a limestone bluff where a natural salt spring once existed. Over countless millennia, the mineral-infused waters lured enormous prehistoric mammals, including the American mastodon, to the spot. Upon their demise, their remains were preserved within the damp, low-lying, flood-derived soils. The particular geography of this location functioned as a natural trap and preservative for thousands of bones and teeth. Researchers have unearthed evidence of early human hunters interacting with these immense creatures right here, making it a crucial site for comprehending the conclusion of the last ice age. The layers of sediment here offer a chronological record of the evolving climate and environment that characterized Missouri long before human record-keeping began. Finally, we examine the double arch of Clifty Creek. Clifty Creek Natural Bridge, located in Maries County, offers a spectacular illustration of how two distinct streams can collaborate to create an extraordinary geological bridge. This formation, composed of Gasconade dolomite, features a natural span roughly 40 feet wide and 20 feet high. The bridge formed as the erosive force of Clifty Creek and one of its smaller tributaries carved through a narrow rock ridge from opposing directions until they converged. The resulting opening permits water to flow through the ridge's core, fashioning a picturesque and rare landscape feature. The local geography is characterized by steep, wooded hills and rugged rock outcroppings, typical of the northern Ozarks. This particular bridge is noteworthy for its symmetry and its remarkable structural integrity, despite constant water flow and the freeze-thaw cycles that gradually expand cracks. The Missouri River is famously dubbed the Big Muddy, a name that aptly captures its distinct geographical character as one of the planet's most sediment-laden rivers. This considerable burden of accumulated silt and sand originates primarily from the easily eroded soils of the expansive Great Plains and the Loess Hills to the northwest. As this massive river traverses Missouri, it transports an astonishing volume of suspended particulate matter, imparting a distinct, murky, coffee-colored appearance to its waters. Furthermore, it's quite remarkable that this very sediment is instrumental in shaping the immense, fertile floodplains and the numerous ever-shifting sandbars that define the river valley. The ceaseless migration of these materials means the river's course is perpetually in flux, rendering navigation a formidable undertaking even for the most seasoned riverboat captains. Fact 24. The crystalline glades of Wildcat Park. Situated near Joplin, Wildcat Park encompasses one of the Earth's most exceptional ecosystems, the Chert Glades. This distinctive geological formation is characterized by vast, exposed expanses of solid chert bedrock, largely devoid of soil. These glades came into being as the softer limestone strata eroded away, leaving behind the significantly tougher and more resilient chert. Given that chert does not readily decompose into soil, the environment is exceptionally harsh, more closely resembling a desert than a typical Missourian forest. Often, these rocks are adorned with vibrant lichens and mosses capable of enduring the intense heat and scarcity of moisture. These glades are home to an array of specialized flora and fauna found nowhere else globally, specifically adapted to the unique chemistry of this silica-rich rock. Fact 23. The hidden sea within the Bonne Terre mine. Deep beneath the surface of St. Francois County lies a colossal subterranean realm, once the epicenter of the global lead mining sector. The Bonne Terre mine comprises an extensive labyrinth of excavated chambers, stretching for miles and plunging to depths exceeding 500 feet. When mining activities ceased in the mid-20th century, the enormous underground pumps were deactivated, leading to the natural inundation of the mine's lower levels by local groundwater aquifers. Incredibly, this process has given rise to the world's largest subterranean lake, featuring exceptionally clear water that maintains a consistent temperature of 58 degrees Fahrenheit throughout the year. The geological characteristics of this location are truly peerless, showcasing immense limestone columns, abandoned mining apparatus, and submerged passages that have become a favored destination for advanced cave divers. Fact 22. The vertical grandeur of Mina Sauk Falls. Plunging from the lofty elevations of Taum Sauk Mountain, Mina Sauk Falls stands as Missouri's tallest wet-weather waterfall. This geological marvel is a sequence of cataracts that descend a cumulative 132 feet over rugged igneous rock ledges. The falls lie within the St. Francois Mountains, where the landscape is sculpted from ancient rhyolite, forged by volcanic eruptions over 1 billion years ago. Since the rock is exceedingly hard and resistant to water erosion, the falls have retained a steep and dramatic vertical drop instead of gradually eroding into a gentle incline. The topography here is rugged and precipitous, offering some of the most striking topographical relief in the entire Midwestern United States. Although its flow is seasonal and highly dependent on precipitation, the sheer force of the water carving its way through the ancient volcanic stone provides a powerful visual testament to the state's violent geological genesis and the relentless power of natural forces. Fact 21. The remote heights of Rock Pile Mountain. Within the southeastern Ozarks, the Rock Pile Mountain Wilderness preserves one of the state's most distinctive and isolated geological formations. This mountain is a formidable mass of ancient igneous rock, an enduring relic from the Precambrian era, encircled by more recent sedimentary layers. Its summit reaches an elevation surpassing 1,300 feet and is crowned by a perplexing mound of stones, which gives the mountain its name. The geography of this district is defined by steep, rocky slopes and deep, constricted valleys that experience minimal human disturbance. This seclusion has fostered the growth of a unique forest ecosystem dominated by stunted oak trees and various mosses clinging to the rhyolite boulders. The challenging terrain renders it one of the most arduous regions to traverse in Missouri, highlighting the raw and untamed essence of the ancient Ozark uplift. It serves as a vital sanctuary for biodiversity and a living laboratory for geologists investigating the formation of continental crust. Fact 20. The subterranean river of Marvel Cave. Nestled beneath the undulating terrain of Silver Dollar City, Marvel Cave ranks among the deepest caverns in the nation, descending to 500 feet below the surface. The central feature of the cave is the Cathedral Room, one of North America's largest cave entrance chambers, soaring over 200 feet high and spanning 400 feet long. And here's the astonishing detail: the entire cave network was sculpted by an underground river that continues to flow through the cavern's lowest reaches even today. This underground watercourse has steadily dissolved the limestone over countless millennia, fashioning a steep drop unequaled in the area. The cavern's topography features enormous stalactites, stalagmites, and a vertical sinkhole acting as its natural entrance. Fact 19. The wind-sculpted bluffs of the Western Bend. The terrain of the Missouri River Valley around Weston is characterized by the monumental Loess Bluffs that ascend sharply from the riverbank. These bluffs consist of fine, silt-like sediment deposited by winds at the close of the last ice age, roughly 20,000 years ago. As glaciers receded and river valleys dried, powerful winds propelled the silt into massive accumulations that eventually solidified into the hills we observe today. These bluffs can reach heights exceeding 200 feet and boast extremely steep inclinations, vulnerable to erosion if deprived of vegetation. The soil here is remarkably deep and rich, fostering a luxuriant hardwood forest that contrasts with the flat agricultural land of the river bottomlands below. The slender crests of the Loess Hills offer a vital observation point overlooking the expansive Missouri River, vividly illustrating how ancient climatic occurrences permanently shaped the modern landscape of the state's northwestern sector. Fact 18. The crystalline mysteries of Onondaga Cave. Onondaga Cave is widely regarded as one of the most aesthetically pleasing and intricately adorned caves in the United States, owing to its astounding array of formations. Situated in Crawford County alongside the Merrimack River, this grotto is a masterwork of karst geology, showcasing immense flowstones, delicate lily pads, and towering soda straws. The cave developed within the Gasconade dolomite, a carbonate rock particularly prone to dissolution by slightly acidic groundwater. Over millions of years, each drop of water entering the cave has deposited a minute quantity of calcite, progressively building the complex structures that now occupy its chambers. And the astounding aspect is that some of these formations continue to grow at a pace of less than 1 inch per century, indicating a continuously, albeit gradually, evolving landscape. Fact 17. The ancient woodland of Cupola Pond in the center of the Mark Twain National Forest. Cupola Pond represents a geological anomaly, housing a living remnant from antiquity. This locality is a sinkhole pond formed by the collapse of a subterranean cave roof, subsequently filled with water and sediment. Because the pond remains separate from adjacent drainage systems, it has preserved a distinct ecosystem reminiscent of the swamps found in the southeastern United States, rather than the conventional Ozark highlands. The pond shelters a grove of venerable water tupelo trees, typically native to the Mississippi Delta, hundreds of miles southward. These trees have persisted here since the conclusion of the last ice age, when the region experienced a much wetter and warmer climate. Fact 16. The disappearing river of the Sinks. The Sinks of Shannon County present one of the most immense and striking sinkhole complexes throughout the entire Midwest. This geological feature is an enormous collapsed valley that spans over a mile and plunges more than 200 feet deep. Within this submerged terrain, a sizable stream traverses the valley floor before abruptly vanishing underground via a sequence of swallow holes. This water navigates a concealed network of subterranean passages before re-emerging miles away at a major spring. The topography of the Sinks is challenging and disorienting, with abrupt walls and a floor cloaked in dense woodlands and massive boulders. It exemplifies how karst processes can utterly transform a region's surface drainage, converting a typical river valley into a sophisticated system of internal drainage. The scope of this collapse is so vast, it is distinctly visible on topographic maps, appearing as a significant depression within the surrounding plateau. Fact 15. The soaring peaks of the Castlewood Bluffs overlooking the Merrimack River in St. Louis County. The towering limestone bluffs of Castlewood State Park offer a dramatic illustration of riverine erosion and geological uplift. These escarpments ascend nearly 200 feet above the river, presenting a sheer vertical face of Burlington limestone, meticulously carved by the river's winding course over millennia. The geology of this location is defined by the stark difference between the elevated, arid ridges and the lush, damp floodplain below. These bluffs form part of a broader network of limestone outcrops, marking the outer boundary of the Ozark Plateau. The rock itself is teeming with ancient marine fossils, suggesting that this elevated ground once formed the bed of a shallow tropical sea. The intense verticality of the terrain makes it a prime location for examining local stratigraphy. The varying geological strata are plainly seen in the cliff face, each indicating a distinct period in Earth's lengthy and intricate geological past. Point 14. The ancient granite formations of the Castor River Shut-ins. Located in Madison County, the Castor River Shut-ins present a peculiar geographical attribute, where the river is compelled to flow through a constricted gorge of rosy granite. This topography emerged when the river carved through the softer overlying sedimentary rock layers, subsequently encountering the significantly tougher igneous bedrock of the St. Francois Mountains. Given the granite's substantial resistance to the water's force, the river is unable to broaden its channel, leading to a succession of rapids, profound pools, and organic flumes. The granite's pinkish tint stems from a rich concentration of feldspar, lending the scenery a distinctive and appealing aesthetic rarely observed in the Midwest. What's truly astonishing is that these rock formations are over 1 billion years old, positioning them among the most ancient surface features across the entire nation. Point 13. Fossilized reefs of the Ozark Mountains. Throughout Missouri's southern half, geologists have unearthed vestiges of ancient microbial reefs, known as thrombolites, dating back to the Cambrian period. These geological formations are essentially petrified mounds crafted by communities of cyanobacteria, which inhabited the shallow seas covering Missouri over 500 million years ago. Unlike contemporary coral reefs, these structures were constructed by some of the Earth's earliest life forms. Presently, these reefs are visible as rounded, bumpy rock structures embedded within the limestone and dolomite layers of the Ozarks. The configuration of these prehistoric reefs offers vital insights into the environment of ancient Missouri, revealing that the state was once a tropical haven situated near the Earth's equator. The discovery of these structures high atop the Ozark Hills demonstrates the immense geological uplift that has transpired over eons, elevating the ancient seafloor thousands of feet into the atmosphere to forge the rugged uplands that characterize the region today. Point 12. The fluid foundations of the Missouri River bottoms. The Missouri River floodplain's terrain is marked by an enormous and perpetually shifting stratum of sand and silt, which can reach depths exceeding 100 feet. This alluvial accumulation is a consequence of the river's extensive history of inundations and meanderings across the expansive valley floor. Since the river transports such a substantial volume of sediment, it consistently generates new sandbars and fills in old channels. And the extraordinary aspect is that these sandbars are not fixed. A single powerful flood can relocate millions of tons of sand, entirely remapping the river channel within days. This renders the river bottom an exceptionally unstable environment, where the land is quite literally in a constant state of flux. Point 11. The concealed maze of the crevice caves. Deep within Perry County, the landscape's geography is defined by one of the most intricate and vast cave systems globally. The crevice cave system is a colossal network of subterranean passages extending over 30 miles, making it Missouri's longest cave. Unlike the spacious, open chambers found in certain tourist caves, this system is distinguished by narrow vertical fissures and deep ravines that trace the natural fractures in the limestone bedrock. And here's the surprising detail. The cave system is so complex that it functions as a primary drainage network for the entire county, channeling vast quantities of groundwater directly to the Mississippi River. This subterranean geography creates a landscape where the surface and subsurface are inextricably connected, with sinkholes serving as direct conduits for rainwater to penetrate the deep earth. Point 10. The towering solitude of the Chimney Rocks. In the isolated woodlands of St. Genevieve County, an unusual geological feature, known as the Chimney Rocks, ascends high above the encircling tree canopy. These are colossal vertical columns of sandstone that have endured the relentless forces of erosion for millions of years. While the surrounding softer rock was scoured away by the ancient currents of nearby streams, these pillars remained standing due to their greater mineral density and structural integrity. The geography of this location is highlighted by the dramatic contrast between the slender, 50-foot-tall rock towers and the deep, narrow valleys that enclose them. These formations are composed of Lamotte sandstone, which was deposited during the Cambrian period when Missouri constituted a coastal region bordering an ancient ocean. Point 9. The silent depths of the Grand Gulf. Frequently dubbed Missouri's Little Grand Canyon, the Grand Gulf in Oregon County exemplifies a collapsed cave system magnificently. This geological marvel encompasses a vertical canyon stretching approximately half a mile and descending to depths of 130 feet. The chasm was created when the immense underground river passage's ceiling could no longer bear its own weight and collapsed into the depths below. Amazingly, a vast natural arch continues to bridge the canyon, remnants of the initial cave roof that endured the cave-in. At the bottom of the gulf, the current vanishes into a dark opening. A quote, _3, traveling miles beneath the earth before reappearing at Arkansas's Mammoth Spring. The landscape here powerfully demonstrates the dynamic character of karst terrains, where the hidden subterranean realm suddenly and violently breaks through to the surface for all to witness. Fact 8. The emerald radiance of the Echoluf, a monumental sentinel overlooking the sinking creek, presents itself as a formidable vertical expanse of eminence dolomite, showcasing the untamed splendor of the Ozark Highlands. This sheer precipice towers more than 200 feet high and is distinguished by its deep gray and orange coloration, stemming from the mineral content in the water permeating the stone. The site's geology is singular because the bluff is situated at a sharp bend in the river, fashioning a natural amphitheater that generates a perfect acoustic echo. Beneath the bluff, the creek's water is remarkably clear, reflecting the abundant green of the surrounding forest, which imparts an emerald luminescence to the pool. This geological formation resulted from the river's persistent sideways erosion against the mountain's base, a process that continues to sharpen the cliff face even today. It serves as a prime instance of the dramatic elevation changes and extreme verticality that characterize the deeply incised Salem Plateau. Fact 7. The buried glaciers of the northern frontier. While the surface of northern Missouri appears as a succession of gentle, undulating hills, the subsurface geology narrates a far more chilling tale. This area is underlain by substantial deposits of glacial till, essentially the detritus left behind by colossal ice sheets that once covered the region. In certain spots, these deposits exceed 300 feet in depth, completely submerging the original bedrock topography. Intriguingly, within these strata of clay and gravel, scientists have unearthed traces of ancient buried valleys that once harbored mighty rivers before the advent of the Ice Age. These concealed valleys now function as crucial aquifers, holding vast volumes of groundwater within the porous glacial debris. The terrain of the northern plains, therefore, presents a dual landscape, a visible world of fertile agricultural land and an unseen world of Ice Age relics that govern water flow and the stability of the ground above. This exemplifies how history often lies hidden beneath our very feet. Fact 6. The volcanic conduits of Hawn State Park. Hawn State Park, located in St. Genevieve County, encompasses some of the state's most intricate and captivating geological features, including rare volcanic conduits known as diatremes. These structures formed when high-pressure gas and magma violently erupted through the Earth's crust, creating vertical shafts filled with a tumultuous mixture of rock fragments. Over millions of years, erosion has exposed these conduits, which now appear as unusual rock formations within the Lamotte Sandstone. The park's geography is further defined by the Whispering Oaks Trail, which meanders through a landscape of weathered granite and sandy soils, supporting a distinctive forest of short-leaf pines. The existence of these volcanic elements in a region predominantly characterized by sedimentary rock represents a geological anomaly, underscoring the tumultuous past of the Missouri Ozarks. Fact 5. The subterranean deluge of Tucker's Cave. Deep within Perry County's karst hills, the subterranean landscape takes a dramatic turn at Tucker's Cave, which boasts an astonishing underground waterfall. This isn't a mere trickle, but a powerful cascade plummeting approximately 60 feet into a deep, dark pool within a massive limestone chamber. The water originates from a surface stream that plunges into a sinkhole and traverses a series of vertical shafts before reaching this hidden grotto. Most remarkably, the roar of the descending water can be heard from several hundred feet away through the solid rock walls of the cave. This site vividly illustrates the vertical orientation of Missouri's cave systems, where water doesn't merely flow horizontally, but frequently drops straight down through the bedrock layers. The continuous mist from the waterfall cultivates a unique, high-humidity environment that sustains specialized cave-dwelling organisms, making it an essential location for both geological research and biological preservation within the state. Fact 4. The quartz-rich sediments of the St. Peter Sandstone, stretching in a narrow band across east-central Missouri. The St. Peter Sandstone is a geographical feature of immense economic and geological significance. This geological stratum consists of almost 99% pure quartz particles, which are remarkably smooth and consistent in size. These sands were deposited over 400 million years ago, forming a vast beach and dune system that encompassed much of the central part of the continent. The appearance of the outcroppings is impressive, with the brilliant white sandstone forming dazzling cliffs and deep ravines, similar to those found in Don Robinson State Park. Since the sand is exceptionally pure, water easily erodes it, leading to the creation of numerous small caves and natural shelters. What's truly astonishing is that this particular sand is of such superior quality that it's utilized globally for crafting high-grade glass and various industrial materials. Now for fact number 3, the natural vortex known as the Grand Pass. Situated along the Missouri River in Saline County, the Grand Pass is a geographical feature where the river is channeled through a constricted opening between towering bluffs and the perimeter of the Ozark Uplift. This narrow passage generates a potent natural funnel, significantly boosting the speed of the water and air flowing through the valley. The terrain of this locale is characterized by extensive wetlands and swamps, which serve as a vital resting point for millions of migrating birds. It's hard to believe, but during periods of elevated water levels, the current here can become so fierce that it generates enormous whirlpools and eddies, clearly visible from the bluffs above. This site exemplifies a river bottleneck, where the physical attributes of the landscape dictate the behavior of the water and all life reliant upon it. Moving on to fact number 2, the granite pavements of Hughes Mountain. Hughes Mountain, located in Washington County, showcases one of Missouri's most extraordinary and visually striking geological formations, famously known as the Devil's Honeycomb. This area features a massive exposure of Precambrian rhyolite that has cooled and fragmented into perfect hexagonal columns, resembling a gargantuan stone honeycomb. This geological process, termed columnar jointing, is frequently observed in basaltic lava flows, such as those in Ireland, but it's exceedingly rare in the rhyolite found right here in Missouri. The summit of the mountain is flat and stark, composed of these stone pavements where very little soil can accumulate. And the mind-boggling aspect is that these columns are over 1.5 billion years old, having endured countless epochs of geological upheaval and weathering. Traversing these ancient stone patterns feels like stepping onto an alien world. The geometric precision of the rock distinctly contrasts with the chaotic appearance of the surrounding woodlands, standing as a silent testament to the Earth's crust solidifying in its earliest phases. Finally, for fact number 1, the ancient divide of the Ozark Escarpment. The Ozark Escarpment represents the most significant geographical demarcation in the state, signifying the abrupt shift from the flat, low-lying Boothiel region to the rugged, elevated highlands of the Ozark Plateau. This dramatic boundary extends for hundreds of miles, appearing as a series of steep hills that unexpectedly rise from the surrounding plains. The topography of this divide results from a massive fault system that has thrust the ancient bedrock of the Ozarks upwards, while the Mississippi alluvial plain has gradually subsided and filled with river sediment. This boundary is so distinct that climate, soil composition, and vegetation can undergo a complete transformation within just a few short miles of travel. And the most astonishing revelation is that this escarpment functions as a natural barrier for numerous species of plants and animals, effectively carving out two separate biological realms within a single state. The sheer magnitude of this geological feature serves as a poignant reminder of the immense tectonic forces that have molded Missouri over hundreds of millions of years, forging a landscape of unparalleled diversity and intrigue. After exploring these 35 geological insights about Missouri, which one resonated with you the most? Or which one surprised you? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's see how many of us picked the same one. You can also watch the video displayed on your screen, so together we can steadily deepen our expertise on the geography of our incredible nation. Before you go, remember to subscribe and hit that like button to keep learning alongside us. Catch you in the next video!